Life's greatest lessons. What you need to know. In a small town nestled between the mountains, there lived an old man named Samuel, known to everyone as the town's storyteller. Every evening he would sit under a large oak tree, and people from all walks of life would gather around him to listen. His stories were legendary, not because they were grand or filled with fantasy, but because they carried profound lessons that had shaped his long life. One evening, a young man named Ethan approached Samuel. Ethan was frustrated and overwhelmed by the pressures of life. His job, relationships, and the constant fear of failure weighed heavily on him. He sat down next to Samuel and asked, "What is the secret to living a good life? How do I find happiness and success?" Samuel looked at Ethan with kind eyes and said, "I'll tell you a story. In this story, you'll find the greatest lessons you need to know about life." Once there was a young traveler, much like yourself, eager to find the secrets to life's happiness and success. The traveler had heard of a wise sage who lived on a mountain, so he set off on a long journey to seek his wisdom. When he finally reached the mountain top, tired and weary, the sage welcomed him. "What is it that you seek?" the sage asked. "I want to know how to live a happy and fulfilling life." "What is the greatest lesson I must learn?" the traveler asked. The sage smiled and said, "To understand life's greatest lessons, you must first experience them. Let me guide you." The sage handed the traveler a small, heavy stone and instructed him to carry it with him wherever he went. The traveler, puzzled but respectful, did as he was told. As the traveler went through different cities, he struggled with the weight of the stone. He felt frustrated, often wishing he could throw it away. But the sage had told him to carry it, so he kept it. One day the traveler met a farmer who was struggling to grow crops in dry soil. The farmer asked the traveler for help, and together they worked for hours, digging and planting. As they finished, the traveler noticed the farmer's peaceful expression. "How do you stay happy, even when life is so hard?" the traveler asked. The farmer replied, "I've learned to be patient. Life has seasons. Some are difficult, but every challenge brings a lesson." The traveler nodded, understanding the first lesson. Patience is the key to enduring hardship. Weeks later, the traveler arrived at a bustling marketplace where he saw a merchant arguing with a customer. The merchant was angry and frustrated, but the customer remained calm and respectful, eventually resolving the issue peacefully. The traveler, curious, asked the customer how he had stayed so composed. "Anger never solves anything," the customer said. "It only blinds us to the solutions that are right in front of us." The traveler realized the second lesson. Choosing peace over anger opens the door to solutions. Over time, the traveler encountered many more people, each teaching him a valuable lesson. A mother showed him the importance of kindness. A teacher demonstrated the power of learning from failure. And a child reminded him to embrace joy and curiosity. But as the traveler's journey continued, the stone he had been carrying began to feel lighter. One day he stopped, looked down at the stone, and realized something incredible. The stone hadn't changed. He had. His strength had grown, and he was no longer burdened by its weight. He hurried back to the sage to share what he had learned. "The stone is not lighter," the traveler said. "I've grown stronger." The sage smiled. "That is life's greatest lesson. The challenges you carry will not become easier, but as you grow wiser and stronger, you will realize that you are capable of handling them." Samuel looked at Ethan, who had been listening intently. Life's greatest lessons are not always about finding the easy path or avoiding hardship. They are about growing stronger with each challenge, choosing peace over anger, and understanding that patience will guide you through the toughest times. These lessons don't change life, they change you. Ethan sat quietly for a moment, letting the story sink in. He had come searching for the secret to happiness and success, and he realized now that it wasn't about avoiding life's difficulties, but embracing them with wisdom and strength. As Ethan stood up to leave, Samuel added, "Remember, life's greatest lessons are simple. Grow stronger, be patient, stay peaceful, and always keep learning."